I just got inspired to do another vlog because it is Halloween, and usually during Halloween, we watch horror movies, we get scared, we let fear take over, and we have fun with treats and stuff. However, this ain't Halloween the way I remember it. Just like somebody who's 50 years old don't remember Halloween the way they remember it, and so on and so forth. But in 30 years, 30 years, give or take a couple, horror movies suck, really. And anybody don't bring up the Saw thing, because Saw isn't to me a horror movie. A horror movie means, and all of those who watch Scream will know this part. Horror movies consist of horny teenagers somewhere secluded. There's a killer, and as long as they don't have sex, drink, or do anything bad, they will live towards the sequel. Those are horror movies for me. Friday the 13th, that's a horror movie. Not the original Nightmare on Elm Street, not the remake. The remake screwed up the whole story. The original Nightmare on Elm Street, nice. The original Friday the 13th, nice. Hell, the original Halloween, and I say original because I know they're going to remake Halloween soon. Oh, wait a minute, they did. So let me say it again. The original Halloween, nice. Even, now this is where I waver a little bit. The original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I was scared, but however, the remakes were better because they were a little more gorier, and I give that one. That was probably the one I like more, is the remake. But remakes of horror movies kind of suck, or as they call them, relaunches, because that's the new word for everything, relaunch. They have relaunched a lot of other things, but I'm going to get on that later. But I'm on horror. Now, I'm not into the whole like Vincent Price horror or Boris Karloff. I think that's his name, Karloff, or basically the original Frankenstein, the original, all those movies back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. I wasn't around. But to me, horror is gore. Not, I'm going to talk in dialogue until you die. No. That's called being bored to death. There's a difference. There's a big difference. But like I said, horror to me is gory. Is gorier the better. Even the most shittiest fucking horror movies, the direct-to-video horror movies, are better than the ones that are now. And again, don't bring up Saw, because Saw is not a horror movie. Saw is a, how can I put this? A drama. A psychological drama. It's not horror. Horror is basically virgins surviving the night. Hell, I even did a zombie movie, and at least I got, I broke that stereotype of the black person dying at the beginning. I at least died closer to the end. But I love gore. So horror movies now gonna suck. And before I finish this video, I'm gonna say it clearly. Americans are prudes. Americans are prudes. You know why? Because we don't want the sex and violence on our screens. There's a reason why there's a remote. There's a reason why there's parental controls, and there's a reason why people, I mean, I understand we have free speech. I have free speech. I'm able to do this video. But the truth of the matter is that I am not going to let some prudish woman tell me I'm not supposed to let some kids, watch horror movies. I was brought up in the 80s. I was brought up with the most rawest things ever imaginable, especially growing up in Detroit during the 80s. Watching people on live TV live TV in some cases, get chased down. Now, mind you, they might have been criminals or whatever, but you try imagining watching somebody getting chased down, and you pray to God that they live. And it's not even the police half the time that's chasing them. It's other people. Like I said, I grew up during the 80s when there was gore, when there was violence, or as my favorite phrase from one of my favorite movies, the bit of the ultra violent. And all I gotta say is horror today sucks. And I actually would say this, and somebody gonna probably get pissed at me. I will let my son watch horror movies. Why? Because it desensitizes them. If you ever think about it, watching something that's gory desensitizes a child. I'll give you one more example, and then I dare somebody to argue against this. And if you know what I'm talking about, leave a comment. Faces of Death. Enough said. Faces of fucking death. Watching someone kill a monkey, chop off his fucking head, cut open their skull, and eat the brains of monkeys. Now tell me that shit is sick. Tell me that's some sick shit right there.